Ash and JD, they're the host, talking real, they're not like most. Podcasting fun with a side of wit, get ready, cause you won't wanna quit. They bring the laughs, they bring the noise, sharing stories of their crazy joys. From deep discussions to silly tales, the Real Talking Podcast never fails. Grab your headphones, get ready to groove. Ash and JD will make your mood improve. Banter that's witty and oh so sly. Their chemistry's electric, you can't deny.
Hi everyone, welcome to this week's episode of the Real Talking Podcast with your hosts Ash and JD. And if you can hear anything in the background, it is just the dog this week. It's not another babysitting club. We're
daddy daycare.
Yeah, no daddy daycare this week. Not yet, anyway.
Doggy
Things could
daycare.
change.
Yeah.
Oh, my ankle. Yeah. We've literally just said this. I don't think anything major has happened this week in the grand scheme of it news. I did see. Well, Trump was threatening the other week, wasn't it? Not really threatening, but with the hostages with Gaza, the bodies have been returned or were gonna be returned. But I know what he said the other week about well, he called it. He was like, they haven't been returned yet because it's gonna be dead bodies. But apart from that, I don't think I've really seen anything. Nigel Farage has handed over the Reform Party to the public, which no other political party have done or will do, most likely. Which I think, again, that just adds into their favour of
a politician saying something, following through with it.
Yeah,
it's unheard of.
Yeah, so it's going in their good books. But obviously, we're not a political podcast. So we won't go on about politics too much. We probably will rant about it for 5 minutes or so later on down the episode, but not at the moment. What I did see heard the other day. So there was a new stat out. I don't know where people do these surveys. There must be like websites that everyone, well, not everyone, but these people go to and answer these questionnaires. But to the age of losing virginity, the percentage has gone a lot higher. I'm not condoning people having underage sex, but I know for me it was 15. You was around a similar age, and that we won't go into too many personal details. But it's essentially going up to the age of 30 with males still being virgins. So it got me thinking because there was a lot more that I did listen to the other day.
It's one of them, and it's you don't know what you're missing until you've had it.
Well, I mean, I'll deep dive into it a bit more as we carry on with the conversation, but I feel like it's just the way that today's youth, the younger generations, are really.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said it for a long time that since they're not drinking tea or anything, they're mainly just coffee drinkers, and not even all of them drink coffee. I think that's just a sign of the changing times.
I think as well, when we're growing up, it was hard to define sex in terms of, you had to buy porn magazines, porn DVDs. You know how you dial up internet, as where now it's everywhere. So I feel like because it's everywhere and a bit more at the forefront, it's not as sought after.
Yeah.
Does that make sense in what I'm saying? Because you remember how when you was a kid,
just a horny little pervert.
But how would you you get your release? It was page 3 or something like that.
Yeah, old page 3 when it wasn't stuck together. You had to try and make that last, man. If you only had the one paper, you had to make sure. But there was that the Zoo and Nuts magazines.
Right, but
I mean, even fucking flicking through the lingerie bit in an Argos magazine could get you going sometimes.
And you think now? I think you can get porn on Twitter or X.
Yeah, you can get
porn. You can get it on. You can get on that. So as say 15-year-old JD. You could get it anywhere now. So maybe that's what it is.
If it was as available as it is these days, when we was like fucking. I think I was like 13 when I had my first proper wank. Because the first one, like, you don't know what's going on, do you? Like, nothing really comes out. And you're like, oh shit, because you don't know what to
Yeah,
expect.
it's just like because you keep stopping. It's like you don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
I remember it was fucking Euro Trash that I was watching as well
Oh,
at like
yeah, like
11:30 or
yeah, on
something.
Channel 4.
Yeah,
Yeah, proper that was.
and
Used to get the tits out in there and
yeah,
stuff like that.
and because I didn't know what fucking like was really happening and that, it was like and fucking yeah. But that's a story for another day. But yeah, if it's as accessible like it is now back then, I think I would have ran out of fucking spunk.
So that's what I'm saying. So then you wouldn't want to be chasing it. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
Oh
So
no, I would have fucking still chased it.
well, but yeah, okay. But you get my point. We get what I'm trying to say though, because it's more attainable now. It's probably not as the forefront. Like it's not sought after because you can get it here, there, and everywhere. Go on your phone, it's there. Do you remember the struggle? Obviously, take nuts and zoom out of it. Do you remember the struggle? Look, getting porn on the internet, the dial up, and how the pictures used to load.
Yeah, that was still when we was like really young.
But that's where, like, when you was 13, that's what was available at the
Yeah.
time.
It did. It was surprising how quick it did start to get better, really, because when we was in the last year or so of school, and then when we first started, when we'd left school, first started going out and stuff, I was doing the old fucking uTorrents and all that, downloading films and ripping my own fucking DVD,
Yeah.
CDs and stuff, and uh, occasionally it would be a little fucking blue movie that was put on there then as well. I remember I had this one great DVD that I fucking downloaded and ripped on myself. I don't know what happened to it then. I remember I'd lost it. I was gutted because it was fucking
I can imagine your mum
quality.
like, oh.
Oh no,
What
no,
was-
it was. I had all my fucking like, I had my normal DVDs that I'd made. I even did like the whole of the fucking Rocky movie compilation and that. But I had all my fucking own DVD collection, and then I still had the separate file.
Yeah.
And look, they were marked in the right way that I knew what it was. It wouldn't have been a fucking normal film name.
Yeah.
Would have been fucking, I don't know, say like Pokemon Season 3
Yeah.
that no one else would have grabbed specifically. So yeah, but I don't know how I'd lost it and it was gutted. I mean, to be fair, we probably not fucking hadn't been watched for like 6 months or something. I was like, oh, let's get this one on, and then it fucking disappeared. So I don't know. I'd probably left it in the DVD player and got myself a new one or something.
Does everyone have a favourite porn movie or porn scene? Like, as they're growing up, there was that, like, you'd always revert to that one. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
I
saying?
think we used to. These days, I wouldn't have a most popular one. I think because there's just that much like selection to go through. Because I mean, you start like we was not long gone about the doom scrolling on fucking TikTok. Do it with the fucking porn. Like you scroll down, you're like, nah, not that one, not that one. Nah, his cock's too big. Fucking this and that.
Is there like a porn? Here's an idea if there isn't one. Like, why don't just do like a porn in like TikTok where you just scroll?
There is,
There is. Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well,
So
I'm about 4 years too late there.
I don't know how long it's been out. It was Well, this isn't an advert, by the way. Hashtag not ad. But when I don't really know what I'm going to fucking going in for, I'll so there's a site called Porn Dude. So literally, you just Google Porn Dude, go
Right.
onto it, and that's got the links for pretty much every website. And so
Okay.
it was just on one of them because it gives different categories. So it'll be like the porn sites like Brazzers and all that you pay for, your
Yeah.
premium porn sites. Then your free ones, so your Pornhub, XNXX, fucking YouPorn, all the fucking classics are on there. And then there's the one section where it's the leaked content, so like OnlyFans and whatever.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know what one it falls under, but there was just one day I was just clicking through, fucking like, oh, what's on this one then? What's like, what does this website look like? And the one was literally, I don't know, it might be Porn Talk or something. It's called.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I could get it up if I fucking wasn't being lazy. But yeah, you literally you go on the website and you just swipe up, and it's just another one fucking flapping away and fucking
Yeah.
another one fucking doing this. So I was like, oh god, it's just too easy for people now. Then
Yeah. So like, what I was kind of thinking is like, you just scroll up for the same kind of videos. But then if you didn't like those kind of videos, like scroll to the left and like different category kind of thing. Do you know?
I didn't
Do you
get
know
that
what I'm
far
saying?
into it.
Yeah.
Like, to be fair, I'll just flick through a couple. I was like, shit. So when you see them doing the stupid dances on TikTok, it's like they'll be doing the same on that fucking porn talk as
Right.
well. Or it literally is just the fucking blasting themselves or fucking sucking someone off or something. I was like, fuck.
Can our puns gone a long way since all up anyway?
Yeah. You know, just as I say, fucking even an Argos catalogue or a Littlewoods catalogue could get you going when we was fucking kids. But yeah, none of that now. Fucking, it's terrible. But I think that is part of it. To be fair, the other route that I would go down is, look, that Me Too movement, and with the way that the women's activists and the women's rights are these days,
Mm.
it was hard enough for us growing up. To be fair, like you had to have some balls to go over to a lady and try and put the moves on, try and start macking it and that. You was never one for that. You was
I
always a shy guy.
I can't imagine, especially now.
Well, that's the thing.
Especially now, even now, like, like just the fall of it. Can you imagine, like, if you didn't want to do the all on? I hate texting online as well, so that I'd be fucked. I
Mm.
hate texting, so in person. Oh no, I can't think nothing worse now. But where would you go now? Like 35, where would you go
Well,
to meet someone?
for us, so again, this was another stat that was a part of what I was listening to the other day. There's a club
Clear.
closing one every week because the youth don't go out drinking.
Well, it's too expensive for stars, isn't it? But you think about it, mate. You spent 100 quid that one time.
Mm.
Uh,
110,
and
but yeah,
and it was £1.50 a drink or £2 a drink, if I remember
it was
correctly.
£2 a drink
Right.
because me and Les were getting £10, like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
five drink rounds.
The shot, the shore, the cocktail, the drink, and then like it was a random drink or something. It was something
Yeah.
like that, wasn't it? So
Mhm.
you would have your shot, your whiskey and coke, or a vodka Red Bull.
Southern Comfort and lemonade.
Yeah,
for me.
yeah, yeah. You
Well,
have,
it depends on what I was.
yeah.
That night in particular, though, it was Southern Comfort and lemonade. Um, a bottle of Koppenberg because they were like fresh on the market back then, and we liked them.
It was like a cocktail thing as
Yeah,
well.
cocktail.
And then was it like a random drink then, or something like? I remember you because I used to do with Leslie when we used to go out.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
essentially,
it was
it'd
that,
be
and
£20
yeah,
a round because
5 drinks
I'd get
each.
the drinks for
Yeah,
me and him, and then he'd do the same each. Um,
but you think about that, you couldn't get. I mean, you go now for points, like 7 quid a pint some places.
yeah,
Well, I went out last weekend. It was £6 a pint.
yeah.
But you think about it as taxi fares as well. We used to want get
Mhm.
back home. They used to want 20 quid. We used to be like, no, that's too expensive. You're probably paying like to go maybe 6 miles, maybe 40 quid now.
I think that's the good thing about Uber and that though, because they've kept the prices lower, so it's had to
Yeah.
force the taxi company. It's only really like a black cab that will fucking force those prices onto you now.
But like,
But
what I'm trying to
yeah,
say, if
still,
you went out now, taxi fare included, you
mm,
went out, you obviously when you're young, you go out to get fucked, any or to fuck.
yeah,
So you pitch that now. How much would that cost to do that same night? Where say like an average night would cost us, I don't know, including taxi fare, 60 quid.
well, back then we could go out with 50, £60 and
And
we'd be
plus,
able to have a good
you used to have to
night.
take the cash with it. Do you remember?
Yeah,
Yeah, so you know how much you spent as well.
yeah. Whereas now it's easily double, easily.
Easy. And then like sometimes it's just you go home and you just like, I was wasting money.
Yeah. But the main issue for the clubs closing
Clear.
is because the younger people aren't drinkers. That don't drink. It's almost like it's a stigma because I mean we grew up.
And it was a thing, wasn't it? Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
we was taken to the pubs as kids, and we grew up around it.
yeah.
But it's almost like the younger ones now see it as a bad thing. Like, oh, right, my mum and dad drank. I don't want to be like them.
Well, I kind of get this because my granddad used to go to the pub every day.
Legend.
My Dad used to go to the pub every weekend, and then on a
Half legend.
Friday. Do you know what I mean? Like the man
Yeah.
thing, and then I don't go to the pub. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it's not like every Friday and Saturday when I was a kid, guaranteed pub.
Mm.
Sunday sometimes. I ain't going to the pub on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. One, 'cause I can't afford to. Two, I don't know what it is. Like maybe because we grew up, you connect with people now on your phones as well. That generation, you're all in the pubs. Your mate was all in the pubs, or you connect through like gaming. So
Yeah, I think that was the main reason because, as you said, no phones and that really. So to have a catch up, you had to do it over a
yeah,
pint. We try and do it more so like that these days because we don't want to be on our phones. We want to have that personalisation because we grew up around that. Like you have to
uh,
meet up and have a catch up over a couple of pints or whatever. That we try and do it more so
it's
than
just
we,
better.
we
Like,
do.
well, for me, it just feels better to have a catch up over a beer.
Yeah, because it's personalised.
Yeah,
Whereas if you're just doing it over text and WhatsApp and that, it's just a blank screen. You could be
yeah.
fucking anyone. Um, but I think that's why, as you just say, like it's they've got the phones, they can do it online and that. They're just like, well, I'm speaking to my mate that they haven't had the experiences that
Yeah.
we've had, and then the older generations to understand the grace, the goodness of having that social environment
Mm.
to be involved in.
But just going back to the club thing, I understand why it would be closing down because you go to the club as I said to get fucked or to fuck. So if you can get all the dating now, I think the kids use Snapchat now. Even Instagram is pretty much a dialing website to a degree. You've got
I'm
all
never
this,
on it.
yeah. Well, you've got all these now that like avenues to go down. You don't really need to spend £120 as
You
well.
don't. Um, but again, because they're missing out on the life experiences then
Yeah.
by not having the 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 feels of getting rejected
Yeah.
to the face. Like, what you talking to
Oh,
me for?
I've been. Oh,
Yeah, but it's all part of
yeah, you
like
used to take it
growing
on
and
the
that though,
chin,
ain't
man.
it?
I have to admit, when you used to get rejected, you used to take it on the chin.
You had to because you couldn't just go
Oh,
off and start crying and
fucking hate it. Oh,
that.
no, no, it was, no. You know, no, I just couldn't, mate. I just couldn't.
But
You
it
know,
was it was good. It was good times.
you know what I mentioned before. I think I mentioned before. And it just come to me then. I really want to go to a honky tonk. Now, do you know what one of these are? It's
Uh,
in America.
I'm sure I should know. I feel like I've seen it on the films. So you're not on about just one of these country nights that are
Yes.
popping up everywhere,
So no. So it
but
have to
it's
be
you're on
in a
about a proper American country style nights
yes.
with a
So
hoedown and all that,
yeah, I think the
bit of line dancing.
yeah. So they have like so like it has like all that dancing and all that stuff, but you
Yeah,
can
so
get like
it's
your boots polished in there.
yeah,
It
so
has
it's
like
a
certain
proper
rooms.
country
Yeah, yeah,
night.
yeah.
Whereas what we keep having over here now popping up is literally just a pub. Um, maybe some of the clubs, I don't know, to be fair, but they'll just play country music and they'll advertise it as if the artists are going to be there because it will be like music by Luke Combs and this and that, and they'll put the faces on the fucking adverts. And then you turn up and it's just a JD
Yeah.
style DJ fucking pressing play on a playlist. The good old days. Uh, yeah, I mean, I'd happily do that. Try and get involved
So, yeah, I
with the
got there
old.
because obviously we're talking about going out and all
Mhm.
that stuff. But that like if you was to go to me, let's go club, and I'll be like, nah. Now, if you was to say to me when the weather gets nice, we'll sit outside in a beer garden and do
As long as it's in the shape of me. But
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But like that's something that I'd like to do. Go to a honky tonk,
Mm.
even though you can get like your I've seen some on TikTok like there's a really big one in Texas. The one I keep seeing. I don't know if honky tonks they're all called honky tonks or just honky tonk is like a nickname for them.
Mm.
Or it's like a chain or something. I don't know. But yeah, you can get your boots fucking done and everything in there.
Mm.
Yeah, proper.
Yeah. But so I've still got more of what I was listening to the other day to talk about. But
Right.
going back onto the club's closing, what is starting to become popular now as well, though, is an over 30s or nightclub essentially, where it starts earlier and finishes
Yeah,
earlier.
like it opens like a 5 and finishes like 9 or something like that,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
So, but that's the way the clubs are gonna have to adapt,
Yeah.
improvise, and overcome. Bear Grylls it, uh, for the likes of us to carry on being open, which I'm sure the staff would be fucking more preferable over it as well. They're not up until 6 o'clock in the morning having to clean down after a 4 o'clock closing and stuff. Because literally they don't. As a part of the what I was listening to the other day, they were on about a 24-hour Starbucks. And as this chap's finished work, he thought, I'll get myself a coffee. And he says there was literally 250 people like queuing up to get into this Starbucks to grab a coffee at like 1 o'clock in the morning. And like as he's because he didn't go in, but he's gone past, and there was like they're all sitting in there. They've got the laptops, they're watching films and stuff in there. So it's as if they're having kind of like a coffee slumbers party inside the Starbucks, and that's their clubbing from what we used to do. Not that we did it for a long period of time and enjoyed it all the time, but we wanted to go out, we wanted to socialise, we wanted to have a drink and that. But they seem to have found their own way to have that enjoyment that
Well,
we
I suppose
tried to
now,
achieve.
no, I like that way they're doing it now because now we don't really meet all the other lads unless it is going to the pub. So maybe this generation will have more than just pub meets, basically.
Um, but they're not even doing that. They're not even going to the pub
No,
to
but
have a
what I'm,
meet. It's literally just
but no, that's what I'm saying. So our lot, like if I meet anyone else, it's always at the pub now. No one will go, "Do you want to come cinema or not anymore?" So maybe this generation, because they never had that, that always have that kind of relationship where they can do all kinds of stuff.
well. Since you just said cinema, to be fair, if there was a good film that was coming out, I'd still say to you, look what we have done with like the Avengers or whatever. Do you want to go and watch it together? Um,
The,
the new Captain America has bombed allegedly.
yeah, I read a little report on that, but I didn't really deep dive it too much, but just because he was like 2 days in.
Yeah, I think on the first night you'd only got 14 million,
Fucking hell.
which
Yeah, I know he needs to make a lot of money just to break even that
yeah,
film.
we all knew that it wasn't going to be fucking hitting up to the hopes of any of the older films. To be fair, but yeah, no, if there was something worth watching, say if there was like a new Step Brothers film coming out or something, then and you was like, Jay, do you want to go and watch it with me? Because the other half, she ain't going to be arse watching it, or she's not going to enjoy it like you are. I'll be like, fucking, let's go.
I don't
Uh,
think they can make movies like that anymore. He was on
nah,
about it
they
the other
definitely
week, wasn't
can't.
it? I can't remember who was on or off the pod about. Would never be another American Pie.
No. And this nicely back into what I was saying. I think because of how PC everything is these
Yeah,
days as well. Uh, so again, with the younger men still being a virgin up to the age of 30, uh, because it is hard. You can't. I wasn't meaning to give a pun then. Because like you've expressed, with the fear of going over to the ladies and trying to chat them up and that, they don't want to have that experience. They don't want to have the rejection
So,
because it will hurt their feelings.
have you never got rejected and been hurt? Or
Uh,
for I know, like you've been like, bitch, obviously, but have you ever been like, have you
I
ever
mean,
thought like, oh, I shouldn't have done that?
I think like like 15, 16 sort of thing.
No, but I mean,
When,
like in
but like
like
going
on
out
an
and that, nah, because as you've already pointed out, that was a part of like the reason to go out was
yeah.
to fucking get your end away. Um, so yeah, it was just going up for the love of the game. And you either you either get it or you don't
Yeah,
get it.
you
Or
ever score, you don't.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that was it. Fucking. Well, I don't think I was ever really that asked, but yeah, they've got too much fear these days to not want to do anything like that. And as I say, with the likes of the Me Too movement and stuff, there's um, probably a fear with if they go and say or try and speak to a young lady, with intentions of moving it past a standard vertical conversation, then they've got the fear of like, oh, am I going to get into trouble? Are they going to fucking get me arrested or fucking anything else? So they don't want to have that kind of thing go on as well. And then, as you say, with the accessibility on the phones, I mean, are the men doing that, or the young lads doing that? Really, are they as horny as what we used to be? I don't know, because I think if you was, you'd still be putting yourself out there and trying a little bit at least. Is it because they're so? Well, I'm not saying this in a negative way now. Before anyone does want to try and fucking get on the keyboard and say, "Oh, you fucking," you're not having good times, or whatever. But is it because they're so open with their sexualities and that, that they're into all different genders and species and whatever, that they're not pursuing just a standard fucking relationship or something,
Right.
or sexual relations? Is it that as well, that because they're so confused about what they are trying to be and how they feel, that they're not pursuing the sexual activities?
I mean, possibly. I
Because it is
mean,
confusing times
yeah,
for a lot of them.
I was gonna say, literally, I was gonna say, because obviously when we was growing up with the movies, you kind of knew what it was, any like man likes woman. That
Boy
was it.
meets girl.
And there used to be a little bit of gay stuff, like used to have like a
Gay.
gay person in there. And that was fine, but like now, all this going on, it maybe is a bit confusing. Yeah.
Mm, I wonder if that's part of the parcel then, because of how many different letters there are in the spectrum, that because they don't know what they are, they don't know what they want, and because they're not.
Yeah, and they don't want to give themselves in case, in terms of if they're not straight. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
if they're not just directly
yeah,
straight or gay,
yeah.
they don't want to explore and figure out, oh shit, I was wrong, or just like a good cock every now and again.
Or maybe he's just millennium. Say the word for me, mate.
Millennials.
Yeah, was just a different breed.
We're millennials, though, aren't we?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like,
It's so hard to
you had,
try and
yeah,
remember what's what now, because again, with the Gen Zs, Gen Y, I think that there's another term coming out for the next ones as
Gen
well.
Alpha or something.
Or was it Beta?
It could be bad. It could be one of them. There's loads. I can't see when I grew up. I can't remember them being like basically to use terms when you was
There
born.
wasn't.
So when did that
It was
become
just,
a thing?
yeah, you was just a part of a generation,
Yeah.
and no one said what generation. You just knew, oh, that's my generation, because you knew that they were your age or thereabouts, not fucking, well, yeah, all these different sayings and words and phrases.
I can imagine you though blasting a good amount of porn though when you was younger.
Yeah, there's no point denying it. I did, yeah,
Like a good amount, mate.
yeah, yeah. Like, it wasn't fucking sadistic or anything. It was just, well,
What's the weirdest porn you've watched, mate?
oh,
Either by mistake.
I mean, the mistakes is always when it turns around and it's a fucking chick with a dick, because you're like, what the fuck? Because you
It's not a
obviously
chicken with dick, it's a man with tits. That makes me laugh at this, those kind of stuff. They're not lady boys.
yeah,
I'm a lady
it's,
boy.
but yeah, because you never expect it. I mean, I know it's going to be different these days because you're going to be looking for it, but um, you just see a thumbnail of a woman, what you think's a woman, um, and then like you start fucking watching it, you're getting into it, and next thing, like, they've got their dick out. You're like, what the fuck? I've just wasted 10 minutes with a hard cock over this. You're like, shit. Like, and then you question yourself for a minute, like, am I gay because I enjoyed that? And you're like, hang on, no, you didn't finish to it. Stop fucking thinking like that. And then you try and move on to something else. I've never understood why some people like the amputee stuff and that, and
I don't get the she-male stuff I don't, because it's as I said, no, obviously you've watched, as you said, by mistake, but for me, it's just a man shaking another man, but the other man's got tits.
Well,
That
because
is,
you can have it where the female fucks a girl and that as well.
yeah,
But then you might as well just watch women with a strap on,
or just watch a man shag a girl.
a man with tits, just a
No,
fat man.
just no. Look, this lady boy thing, it's always baffled me. Like,
I think with the lady boys, the toy fucking things and all that, I think that's a lot of hidden homosexuality with men of our age and older and a little bit younger, where they did want to try and have a bit of that fucking gay experience, but it's more acceptable because
with a
it's a
lady
man with
boy,
tits.
yeah,
Uh,
it's just a weird concept. Look, yeah, it's just not for me. Just
no,
saying, yeah,
it's not everyone's cup of
yeah.
tea. Um, Midget porn. Uh, I've not watched many because most of the midgets on the porn films, not saying it's midgets in general, but most of the midgets on the porns are fucking ugly. It's like,
Right.
why would you go through that just for a special category?
Mm.
What was now? Just fucking again the Bukaki shit as well. Like, what? Why does a woman? I know men do it as well. Like, but why do they just want like 50 fucking dicks spunking all
Yeah,
over them and that?
yeah.
Like, obviously with all that fucking one of the that Bonnie Blue or fucking the other one that's doing all
Oh,
the
she's
men.
pregnant
One of
now,
them's
isn't she?
pregnant, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
don't know
no,
which one.
both of them might be pregnant actually.
I don't know. I couldn't say
Yeah.
I'd be surprised because it was again the one little bit through fucking TikTok scrolling, and
How?
it was the comments on there where some girl had put, "Surely she'd be on contraception," and then some lads replied to it saying, "Yeah, it's 99.9%
Yeah.
effective. 1,000 men that means 0.1% pregnant."
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I just don't get it. I know with the OnlyFans stuff, you've got to try and be out there and try and do something different to
Yeah, you've got
fucking
to do what
get
no
the
one
extra
else is
views and
doing.
whatever.
Yeah.
Because was it
And you've got to make money while you can because it's a short career, isn't it? I suppose.
not really? Because there's this popped in my head not too long ago actually. MILF category. So
Right.
when we was younger and that the MILF thing come out, it was always like 45 minimum of an age where they'd be classed as a MILF.
Right.
So there were proper mums, and then, like, Gilf would be like, you'd expect them like 60, 70 years old. Like, not that
Okay.
you'd be fucking like wanting to watch granny porn where she's fucking holding a Zimmer frame getting bummed or something. I mean, I've never watched it, but I imagine it's out there. But the MILF category now, it's literally like 30 plus. And it's weird because
They're younger than you.
yeah, and like we've got a friend that could already be a granddad if his son had kids at the age that he did as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
And so, I mean, again, I know that they're out there, fucking, so from the age of 32, technically, you could be a grandparent.
Yeah.
And it's just weird, like, I just fucking, it's in the MILF category, and I was like, hang on, she's like fucking 35, what's going on? Why is she a MILF? Oh, it's just mad. God. But yeah, MILFs.
Yeah.
So yeah, the youth are staying virgins longer. Clubs are closing. There was also a questionnaire asking men between the age of 22 and 35, have they had sex within the last 6 months? And it was something like 58% of the men said no.
Right.
I know the fucking pain, to be fair, look. But it's so this was actually for people in relationships and that. So again,
Right.
it's like how monotonous relationships are these days, where you're not like getting down to the nitty gritty with your other half. And I thought, shit, that's the problem with my missus then, because she's 3 years younger than me. She's in the wrong generation. That's why she doesn't want to have sex all the time. So, yeah, I was a bit gutted about that one, to be fair. Listen to that bit, it hit home a little bit too hard, that one. Oh, fucking hell. As I fucking says the other week, there's all these other people that are actually trying to have fucking kids, having sex fucking 3-4 times a day. And mine was just fucking once. I actually had sex twice that month. I was
Terrible,
shocked.
eh?
Fucking, so yeah.
Yeah.
I say that what it did fucking hurt, that one. But yeah,
It
it's just weird how
yeah.
the younger people are these days, I think. Let's say, not even liking tea. I mean, I know you don't like tea, but
Can't stand it.
you know, we all know that you're a weirdo. Um, but yeah, it's strange to think where's it going to go in the next 10, 20 years. Are all the clubs going to be closed? Are the pubs just going to be filled with our generation and older, the ones that are still alive at that point? How long? Because obviously the pubs, starting from like probably 15 years ago, most of them had to start serving food to be able to survive. So is it going to get worse than
Yeah.
that? Do they need to start serving fucking Starbucks in there and that as well to help survive? Do they need a cinema room or something to get all these kids in?
Well, it's not that as well. Maybe this as well, Jay. Obviously, growing up was different times as well in terms of you never worried about getting stabbed. So
Yeah,
why would you go out have a few beers, accidental, accidental, I don't know, bump someone, you could end up being killed. Nowadays, it's just the fact. That's just fact now.
mm,
So I can see why they're closing my. I really can.
I think that all goes back to what I've said enough times over the years, though, is that there's no fear factor with the younger
No.
generations.
Yeah.
Like, I know we said it last week. Not that you're going to be the strict parents anyway, but you can't shout at your kids, you can't discipline them.
You can't be a strict parent when you have a little girl.
Well, I had
As a
this
dad.
conversation yesterday, to be fair, but yeah, you can't, your missus can,
Mm-hmm.
and then it'll be the other
The
way
other way
around.
around. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I know that I'll be the fucking. Well, I imagine I'll be the best of both because I'm not going to be like the way my dad was. I'm going to tell him off when he needs to be told off. I'm going to make sure he doesn't be a little div, do something stupid. But then also, I want him to be my best mate.
Yeah.
I want to make sure he knows that I'm not being a cunt to him for the sake of it. I'm doing it for the right reasons. Obviously, it might fucking turn out different when he's older and thinks, hang on, my dad was a brick. Does that mean that I've done a good job?
No, I mean for me, it was I tried to be everything I thought a dad should be. Probably stuff maybe my dad didn't do that I thought he should do.
I think that's what we
And
all
then
want to try and do, though,
and
isn't
then
it?
you take what your dad did do and then try to improve on it.
Yeah, without
Yeah,
fucking bashing on my dad, you can't. For me personally, not a great deal
yeah.
of things
You
because I, I feel like with me and my sister, it's like he knew what mistakes he
yeah.
made and then he's done it all for the younger ones. But on the other hand, that's helped me and my sister because we're more independent.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
don't want them handouts.
Yeah. But
Um,
yeah,
so
you kind of keep you want to keep the things that they got right, then the things they got wrong you want to make right, and
yeah,
then obviously when your baby has babies, if they do, then they do that, and then you know,
but again, I mean, I know we said it off the pods. I remember when I was younger, I always wanted 3 kids, wanted the twins, and then a third one for the sake of it. Uh, we've been with the wife. I've always wound her up about having twins. She got lucky with this case because the other sac didn't end up developing. But I mean, for me personally, it might change when he's around and that all. But I feel like one is going to be enough.
financially, yes. I don't know how. Obviously, with this cost of living crisis, daycare, yes, one is more than enough. Just so you can have one spoiled kid and still maximize in terms of you don't want to be in a position where you can't afford to go on holiday.
Mm,
You know, as where I know and you know if baby needs anything, if nothing changes, it's good. Look,
yeah, yeah,
you want a tracksuit? I can get you a tracksuit. You want a new game? I like that game. Let's get that game. Do you get what I'm saying?
yeah. because it was for us anyway, harder growing up on that sense because you was always fed, you was always kept clean, but you had to wait
Yeah, if you
for
wanted something.
if you wanted not needed. Sorry, I have to
Yeah,
put
yeah,
it right.
yeah, yeah.
If you wanted a new game, if you wanted that tracksuit or whatever, you had to wait for your
Yeah.
birthday for Christmas, or fucking you had to have a little paper round or
Yeah.
something and save your own money.
This is how dedicated I was. I saved my money for my birthday in May for Grand Theft Auto in November.
Mm.
And that as a kid, no way. I don't know how I done it. But
Sitting on that £40 for fucking months and
yeah, that
months
I
because
got
you
lucky.
feel
Yeah,
rich
I
as
got it
well
for
as a
lucky
kid.
as well. 27 quid.
Mm.
Yeah. You get what I'm saying now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
So
see, I'm £45 just in case it's a bit more expensive. Mum, keep that money.
yeah.
I remember one time I said to Mum, "Can I have my birthday money? I want it. I want a £5 on." Oh, I've spent it. Like, I know you was waiting for that game. I'll put it back next month.
Oh
But
God,
I want to now. You'll have to wait.
that's terrible. That is. Spent your fucking birthday on it.
Yeah.
Nah, man. I mean, I suppose that's probably the good side about all the online banking and that now that
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to spend their money.
Well, that's the other thing that obviously me and Kyla spoke about, and I'm sure a lot of people our age do it, is when you turned 18, you didn't get nothing in terms of.
I did, yeah. Sorry, because I know what you're on about a savings account.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because my mum did it for me and
Yeah.
my sister, I think it was about £4 and when I got it, I went straight to the bank, got £1,000 out, and give it straight back to my mum.
Right.
She didn't want it, but I made her fucking have it.
Yeah.
I was like, "No, you've put this money in. I haven't asked for it. I don't need it. I probably should have fucking done something better with it, really, because I had nothing to show for it." But it's like, no, like you're having this. You fucking looked after me for fucking 18 years, whatever. So I'm giving you money back. I know she would have ended up just spending it back on me in the long run, but yeah, I've already looked into those. I'm gonna do multiple to be fair, even if it's just like £2 a month. But there's there's infant ISAs, so I can
Yeah.
start one off to put towards him buying a house when he can, like when he's
Yeah.
older. The general interest savings account, so when he's 16 or 18, depending on which one you take out, have a couple of grand to fucking just do whatever with. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking start doing all of them. To be fair, I can start doing them now. I don't know why I haven't. I've looked into them. I don't know why I haven't done it yet. But
Well, it's not going nowhere. But yeah. It'd be nice. I mean, I never had anything like that. I know Kyla didn't have anything like that. So it's something that.
Well,
It's just all about stuff that you didn't have, but you would have thought would have been nice. You can just rectify them. Not rectify, I don't think that's the right word, but you get where I'm coming from.
yeah. I mean,
We went from porn, by the way, to baby ISAs. That is fucking versatile on its
yeah,
day,
man.
mate.
And no one does actually. I was gonna say people say that we're boring or one lined or something, but no one says
have
that.
we had like a hateful message yet? Because there's
I
bound to
think
be.
the worst one was that YouTube comment about we need better microphones or
Oh,
something.
yeah. Oh, no, we have, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, apart from fucking no, we had these at the
Was
time.
it these? I thought it was
Yeah,
that. Okay.
No. But yeah, apart from James's bullshit every week, we don't really have anything to. Don't worry, mate. We'll get onto your shit in a minute. But yeah, it's we're just fucking we're here for the people. I mean, it definitely has been all over the place. Youth virgin shit and all that. But yeah, I mean,
Can you imagine if we had like a production? So, like, we had money coming in to actually produce stuff as well. Bang, it'd be even better
yeah,
than he already is, which is
I know.
hard because he's really
Fucking,
good and
it's
really.
absolutely fantastic, as Gary Barlow would say.
You know what though, mate? I've mentioned before. Obviously, before we started doing this podcast, I didn't listen to podcasts, and I've listened to some shit podcasts. And that's really bad. I'm like, and they're successful. Like, they have a production company, they have like writers for the show, and they are terrible.
I think if we did have a producer, so not a writer or anything, but someone that would essentially do the editing for us and come with the questions and stuff. So
Yeah,
essentially, we just turn up and do the talking, that would be a lot easier. But
Yeah.
I mean, in general, I don't think we need it really. I mean, even before we started, we was like, oh shit, what's happened this week? Fucking, I knew I wanted to talk about um the virgins and shit, but I mean, yeah, we just fucking go with the
Actually, it's
flow.
coming up to 2 years now, isn't it? This podcast.
Yeah, so this is episode 92, and then essentially,
But it was March. We started in March.
yeah, I think essentially next week would be the 2-year anniversary. So it should be 104 episodes at that point, but
Obviously,
obviously
we
we've
missed some, yeah.
missed a few, yeah.
And too bad, though. If you think about how many shows we missed over that period of time.
Yeah, of 2 years for just two people fucking
With 2
just
microphones.
chatting shite.
The best ones, though, was the ones where we used to have a few beers with us.
Yeah.
I did, like, yeah.
Yeah. I know, we need to start doing that more often, really, don't we? But again, that was a pre-baby situation, that was, weren't it?
Yeah, it's just loads of things have changed, even
Mhm.
since those 2 years.
I know. How time flies, eh?
Yes.
It's all I hear off my mum as well. Every time I speak to her, can't believe how fast the year's going. I'm like, Mum, you say this every year. Like, time's still going at the same speed. I swear. She's off her fucking head, my old theories. But again, like, I know something else we spoke about off pod. We barely ever speak as well, but we spoke about everything off pod this week. But when I said about fucking calling him Jasper again the other week to her, she's like, "Oh, like Jasper the ghost." I'm like, "No, it's Casper the ghost." And she's going on like, "Mum, we've had this conversation. We've already had the conversation." And then she's going on about something else. I was like, Mum, I know, we've had this conversation. And then she starts going on about something else. 5 minutes later, starts saying the same thing. I was like, Mum, now bear in mind, my niece, little Brooke, is in the fucking background as well. She's sitting there laughing because I'm on loudspeaker. I'm like, Mum, we've already spoke about this 5 minutes ago. And she's not listening to me. Brooklyn's laughing and she's talking over me on the loudspeaker. I'm like, Mum, shut up. We've just spoke about this.
I
For
like
fuck's sake.
your mum's relationship with Brooklyn, her granddaughter.
Mm.
It's like proper, like, I think, like, Brooklyn makes your mum feel young. Do you know what I mean? Like, because,
Yeah, she does. I think because Brooke likes a lot of the stuff that Mom does as well, with
yeah,
all
yeah.
the Korean programs and stuff. Fucking hell, she'd be lost without Netflix and that these days. You know, I remember with before this Christmas, come like September, she'd have that fucking the Christmas movie channel on, and she'd be watching all the
Is it the
Hallmark
Hallmark?
Christmas
Yeah.
movies and that. And then this year, well, as I've gone round, she literally says, I've not watched a single Christmas film. Even, look, because I went there on Boxing Day, and she was like, I've not watched a single Christmas film because she's watching all the different programs. And I don't know how she does it because she'll have it on Netflix and then she'll have a fucking phone flicking through fucking Young Cook on TikTok and whatever, and then something else. And she's still reading the subtitles. I'm like, fuck me, I can barely fucking read English, let alone something else. Fucking, I mean, obviously she's reading the subtitles as English. She's not fucking fluent, otherwise she just listens to me. But yeah, she'd be lost without all of that. Viki is another app which is similar to Netflix that she watches all of it on and that as well. I'm like, let me just get you a stick. I'll fucking get it all for
Yeah.
free. She's like, nah, love my Netflix. Look, she won't even let me get her. Like, not even buy her one. I would have just given her my old TV, but a newer smart TV because she's got a Virgin box. So you go on, like, I don't know, 305, and that loads up the Netflix app via
Yeah.
the box. I'm like, let me just get you a newer TV.
Yeah.
Like,
Just press the bullet.
yeah. And she's like, no, I don't need that, Joe. I don't need that. I'm like, it won't cost anything. Let me just fucking get it, yeah. And yeah, she won't fucking have it. But yeah, bless her. Fucking, she's happy fucking with everything. And yeah, fucking, it keeps her out of trouble. She's on about going to Korea as well. I don't know if I told you that the other week.
I was
But
going to South Korea.
yeah, so her
Wait,
and
it
a
wouldn't be
friend
North Korea, would it? Like, imagine that. She does go to North Korea.
fucking in a camp.
Yeah.
Fucking. But yeah, her and a mate, they're on about going. I was like, yeah, just book it. So, like, I'll give you some money towards it. Like, I'll fucking, because I don't know, between her and a friend, they were like, yeah, we can just do this and blah blah. I was like, yeah, but you're gonna need more than £200. Like, I'll give you money. Just book your flights and stuff. I'll give you spending money.
Yeah, you'd have to have a bit of spending money because you'd want to do everything. You want
Well,
to put
because
it to
of
the max.
obviously the price difference, how cheap it is and stuff, she thinks that she wouldn't need much. But I'm
What
like,
is the currency in South Korea?
I don't
I've
know.
so I know it's. Well, would you go? You see, if I was to do that, I'd go South Korea and Japan and do
I mean,
both.
yeah, you just do a fucking tour, wouldn't you?
Literally, just 5 days South Korea, 5 days Japan,
Mm,
or longer, depending on.
well, yeah, money, time, everything. But yeah, I was like, surely you're gonna want to see like shows and stuff. She's like, no, we'll walk around, we'll go to the museum, blah blah. I was like, look, just book it. I'll give you some money. And excuse me, if you don't use it, you don't use it. Don't matter.
Yeah.
Fuck it. So yeah, she might do it. I think she was looking at doing that in August as well.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, it'd be fucking insane for her.
Oh, so the currency's cut one.
One time.
Yeah,
Um,
one time.
oh god.
They have those made like where like £1 worth fucking like 55. Like you know what I mean? Like if you had like like how like a pound is like in Japan like
A
it's
million
like,
yen.
yeah, something like that. It's like that. It's just drives me
Yeah.
nuts.
I know it is weird. I don't know what I was watching the other day, and something on there. I think it was like a fucking like a pot noodle, like a cup of ramen, like 1,000 yen. I'm like, but it should be like a pound. Like, fucking, why is it that? And then like, if you did a conversion, it was like 13p or something. I'm like,
Mate,
fuck,
yeah,
what's going on?
some of the stuff, yeah, in Thailand especially, where
Mm,
and then obviously I've seen some in Japan where you go out for food spots.
yeah.
When you convert it to like what you would pay in pounds, it's nothing.
But again, I said it before. Even when I went to Poland, the exchange rate essentially it was like £100 was 500 zloty.
Did I not use euros then?
No,
Okay.
and even though like you don't think it's much, there was like so essentially the first night there was about 10 of us that all had food like fucking big scran and that as well.
Mm.
I had about 5 6 pints. Other people having drinks and that. So I think it was 720 zloty, and it worked out to just over £100, and that included because once it reached over a certain price, they added 10% on for a tip.
Right.
So it would have been like £100 for like 10 of us eating, and it was big fucking scranner as well.
Okay.
And like it was just ridiculous. You think fucking over here per head, a meal, desserts, and 2 drinks, looking like 40 £50
Yeah.
minimum anyway. So it was absolutely ridiculous. And like again, because of being in a foreign country, foreign people like we were to them, making the effort of speaking English, the hospitality was absolutely fantastic, and the agriculture and that. Like you look around the architecture, it's. I know I did say prior to going back then anyway, like, but it's not like what you think it's going to be from what you see on the films and stuff.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Well, I've just checked. So, uh, one Polish zloty equals to 20 pence
Yeah,
at
so
the
literally
moment. Yeah.
5 times the difference
Yeah.
still.
So
Yeah,
grab
it
yourself a bargain.
it was because even when we was on the one little fucking resort as well, what was it? 4 bottles, big bottles of Desperado as well. It worked out to £10 for 4 bottles, and it wasn't these little fucking
The 330 was
yeah,
the
it wasn't the
four.
330 ones. It
It was
literally
the
was like
480 or something like that.
yeah, I think it
Yeah.
was like 500 something like that.
Okay.
So again, it wasn't the big like
Yeah.
pint and a
I know
half
which one.
ones.
Yeah.
Well, again, I know that we'd be paying like fucking, again because that was a premium drink to them. So that's why they charge more. But yeah, for the 4 drinks, it would have been fucking like nearly £20 over here, and for fucking £10, and they were apologising. Sorry, it's so expensive. Don't worry about it. It's fucking sound that is. So yeah, fucking the good times. I've got a holiday in a couple of weeks. Can't fucking wait. Local, but still, it's good. We're gonna have to get on to some of these correspondents anyway. Fucking we've rattled on for nearly an hour already. Jesus. We've got loads. We're gonna have to roll on next week. We did say it last week, and we didn't start off with a
The next podcast. You know what? The next podcast, let's just do the correspondence. Like,
correspondence only.
yeah, literally, we don't talk.
12 minutes long.
Yeah. No, I reckon we could stretch it to an hour.
I feel like we could do it this rate, yeah. James, let's just get you out of the way. We fucking hell.
You love it, mate.
He fucking loves it. United just need to give up. Shite doesn't even start to describe it. Well, James, Liverpool haven't had a good week either, have they? That's all I need to say on that, really. Nah, yeah, obviously it's just standard, ain't it? There's no point saying anything. But it fucking done me head in the other night. So Liverpool and Aston Villa playing, and it was just the Marcus Rashford show. It's all I could fucking see. Because I wasn't watching the game, but I was flicking on Sky Sports News from time to time on my phone. That's all I kept reading. Marcus Rashford fucking looking good. He's just played in a nice ball. Nothing's come from it. I'm like, why? Like, why is it just about him? They've got 10 other players on the pitch. Like, why is it just constant Rashford?
I think because I watched the first half, he did look threatening. He looked like you give him the ball, he was going to do something. He looked good, to be fair.
Fucking 6
Second
years
half.
ago, he looked like that for United as well.
Yeah.
He's
just a shit club though, isn't there?
It's good because we need him to fucking perform, so we can potentially get 30 to 40 million at the end of the season. Sound, but there's other players that it was just fucking. It's always about United with all this bullshit. Fucking, as I've said enough times, like every press conference asking about Harry Maguire, they're asking about Rashford, and this. Like, ask proper questions. Do your fucking job. So, yeah, it's just fucking. I'm just over it. I'm still gonna fucking be a United fan and that all, but
even if they get relegated, mate.
Yeah, fucking. I think we'd need something like that. There's protests happening in the next couple of weeks. There's talks about trying to get the Arsenal game postponed, like what they did with the Liverpool game.
Right.
Not last year, the year before, where there was essentially the riots. But there's not enough.
I don't understand, because then the owners can't do anything because they need to sell players. It's just been poorly managed for years, and it's come to a time where
No, but because of the owners, because the Glazers bought the club and put the debt, so they didn't even use none of the money. They put the debt onto the club.
But that geezer, if he wanted to, could just roll off the debt with his own personal money, or through another.
Jim's a fucking moron, though, isn't
he? So
he could do. But again, if you only own fucking 28% of this house, are you going to pay off fucking more of it?
No, I
or
get
you're just
that.
going to pay.
Oh yeah.
So he's not going to put his own money into it. It's still under a probation period essentially, because from when they purchased the 28%, there was an 18-month probation period where if someone else, say Qatar, come back in again and says to the Glazers, we want to buy the club, we want to buy all of it, then Ineos and Sir Jim Ratcliffe would have no say over it. They'd have to sell their shares again. So they could have potentially put all this effort in and fucking. Well,
maybe that's what they're doing then, because they've got the plans now approved for the stadium.
No, they've not been approved.
I thought there was.
No, there's plans in process, but it's because they're still trying to get the government backing and funding for it.
Oh.
They own a shitload of land around Old Trafford as well, which could potentially earn them, billions of pounds as well from buildings, properties, whatever being built on their land. So they're going to sit and hold on to it.
I'm going to say something, because that Anthony's went to Real Batiste and he scored I think 3 goals.
Do you remember his first 3 games for United though?
Yes, no, I remember. But
they played last night. Do you know what he did last night?
No.
Shit.
Fair one. I'm just saying, there's got to be more to it now than the players. I don't know what it is.
It's a toxic dressing room. It started off with fucking the likes of Pogba, Jesse Lingard and that. The player power, getting the manager's sacked, downing tools. Even Rafael Varane the other day come out on an interview saying that he had a falling out with Ten Hag. The players didn't fucking like him. They didn't like him being a dictator and whatever. The dressing room had fucking gone. He was surprised that they extended his contract and this and that. So, mate, at the end of the day, didn't matter what you did at Real Madrid. You was a player at another club. Fucking,
You
if
gotta
he's not
perform,
listening to you, like, you're not there to give the manager your opinions.
Yeah, you're not there
there
to manage the
fucking
manager.
listen
Yeah.
to him and fucking do what he's told you. And so if he's coming out publicly saying that, how many other players are in the dressing room not listening to the manager and fucking, example, fucking proof in the pudding with Rashford, not turning up to training on time, not putting his effort in on time in training and stuff. He's gone to Villa trying to prove a point, put his fucking face out there,
Yeah.
and he's had 112 minutes ish of half decent football. What you expect him to be able to do?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Nothing. Yeah. Nothing. Yeah. Well,
again with Sancho, he's gone to Chelsea, loan with obligation to buy. So we're gonna get that 25 million at the end of the transfer at the end of the season. But again, his first couple of games, he was on fire allegedly. The last 10 games, he's not even put one successful cross into the box. So yeah, it's bollocks.
I think, and this might be an unpopular opinion, I think Man U need not so much a tactician or like someone like, they just need a character as a manager, like a Roy Keane, like a Neil Warnock. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but like what we've already just been going on about
Nah.
with the youth virgins, it's all too PC these
Yeah,
days. So
look,
if Roy
but
Keane went into the dressing room and started telling them they're all shit and that, they're all down in tools for him as
I
well.
want a manager. If my player's sitting on the bench and the linesman's being shit, I want to tell my manager, to tell the player, warm up and give the linesman an earful. That's what I want. That's the kind of stuff.
So that you can't do these days
Yeah.
because they'd get a fucking red card.
Just take the yellow card. Just
Yeah. I get it.
Do you know what I mean? That's what I think. Man U went for this route where they've got players that managers to play a certain way. This and that. It hasn't worked. It hasn't. Just get a person on it. Someone, a likable person, so there's not this toxic. Just to get rid of all that.
Yeah, so I think with Ruben Amorim at the moment, he's trying to get that across. He's trying to do the Arteta way of getting the shit out of his dressing room and that. I.e., why he's done that with Rashford. He's fucking kicked him out of training and everything, and he's out of the club at the moment now. Garnacho got dropped for the game as well, the same one as Rashford with the Manchester derby. He put his effort in. We don't even know, because it's not been made public, why he got dropped.
Yeah.
But, let's just say he didn't put the effort in or he turned up late to training. He dropped him, come back, and he's picked him every game. He's one of his fucking preferred players, most likely on the team sheet every week. So it goes to show that he is putting his foot down. And, again, with Anthony, not his player, not wanting to use him and that. So he's like, right, yeah, you can go. I'll struggle then. I'll struggle without getting a replacement. Just go because I don't need you. Did you see Anthony's T-shirt? Like when he lifted up his football top?
No.
So he'd wrote on his vest or whatever underneath anyway, saying, Manchester United tried to ruin me. I'll prove them wrong.
Is that actually, or is that like, is that actually what happened? Or was that just like internet? Is that like,
so
you
he
actually
lifted
saw
up
the
his
picture?
yeah. So
Right.
I'm hoping it hasn't been photoshopped.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because
from the with the zoomed in bit and then the picture next to it of normal, like when he was showing it to the fucking camera 20 meters away or whatever, it looked exactly the same. So hopefully that's what it is. But still, he's even with his interview, he's made some slight digs to United when it's all down to the personal performances. They're getting all this fucking money, and it's like, oh yeah, I've made it now. I don't need to put the effort in.
that's it.
Rashford played for the contract, got it, 350 or 375 grand a week. Fucking started playing shit again. Mason Mount comes in, he's fucking already had a pre-existing injury, some pelvic injury or something. Gets 240 grand a week. The number 7 shirt, played like 10 games. Luke Shaw, fucking non-existent. There's too many of these toxic players that fucking, they're fair enough, injuries are injuries, but
It's questionable now.
Yeah, it's just fucking ridiculous. And this is why we're not a footballing podcast, because I could fucking rant on
To be
about
fair,
it in
your
a whole
rants.
separate fucking
I
section.
watched about 5 minutes of Mark Goldbridge, and he was ranting. I think just the Man U way now. I'm with you, James. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Liverpool had a shit week as well, and it's
Yeah.
I've not even looked at the fucking fixtures properly for this weekend. I know for a change, United had a fucking 12:30 kick-off on a Saturday. Leicester Brentford tonight. Who had Liverpool got this weekend? Let's just Villa Chelsea tomorrow as well. Today for the people listening on the day of release. Man City Liverpool on Sunday, 4:30 kick-off.
Proper game.
It's got to be a Liverpool win.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Did you see Man City get slapped up by Real Madrid the other night? Mbappe.
Yeah, with the hat-trick. Yeah, no, I saw the highlights.
Shocking defending. Absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not a footballing podcast. I'd like to have a full weekend of not really doing anything and just watching football. Rugby as well. I've watched little bits. I'm not a massive rugby fan or anything, but I've watched little bits. We're going to have to crack on now, to be fair. So footballing, it's over for the fucking week. We've got some new world orders, but we'll get on to them next week. Where is it going? Lauren, you can find out that gossip next week, don't you? Fucking worry there, girl. But yeah, send in all your new world orders and all that. You know what to do. The fucking hey, what's wrong with yous? Fucking any questions and whatever. Send them all in. Links are in the descriptions.
And we will get on to them next week.
We said this last week. We've said it enough times.
No, honestly, we will. No Man United talk. No porn talk.
I'd happily not talk about fucking United on here, but James just gets me fucking started, don't I? Hey, calm down. Fucking. So, yeah.
Yeah, on that note.
On that fucking depressing shit. Yeah, we shall see you all next week. Peace.
Grab your headphones, get ready to groove. Ash and JD will make your mood improve. Banter that's waiting, oh so sly. Their chemistry's electric, you can't deny. You can't deny. You can't deny.